time for another pop date with Mumbles and Mr. Dancer. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mumbles and Dancer Pop Dates. Mumbles and Dancer Pop Dates. On today's episode of Mumbles and Dancer Pop Dates, we are talking about the dangers of summer. I'm going to give you guys some tips and some things that you guys need to be aware of during the summertime to help keep your four-legged friend safe. So let's get straight into that. So guys, it's that time of year again. It is summertime, and that means it's getting hotter. Things that weren't in your yard before can be in your yard. There's more dangers out there than you think. So in today's episode of Mumbles, I'm bringing you guys some tips to help keep your dog safe during the summertime. So guys, the first thing I want to talk about today is the heat. We all hear it year after year, but I'm going to say this one because it is important and can be very deadly to your dog if you don't pay attention to it. The heat is a deadly thing that must be watched. Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever leave your dog in a hot car. Leave your dog unattended in a car. It's a bad idea. Don't do it to your child and don't do it to your dog. It can cause them to die from the heat. Always make sure if your dog is outdoors that they have plenty of water, and this goes for indoors as well. Just because it's cooler inside does not mean that your dog cannot get dehydrated from the heat. So make sure to have water both indoors and outdoors. And always make sure if your dog is outside that they have a shaded area they can go to get out of the heat. They can get overheated just like you can. Finally, if you're someone who likes to exercise, do your exercising either early in the morning or later at night. If you take your dog out during the heat of the day on the hot sidewalk or the hot street, their pads can get burnt on their feet and it can cause them a lot of pain and discomfort and suffering. So please do not take your dog out in the middle of the heat. Now guys, the second thing I want to point out during the summertime is plants and fungus are in full effect. Things grow in your yard that you need to be aware of. A lot of plants during this time will sprout and your dog can get a hold of them. They can be poisonous. You need to be paying attention to the things that are in your yard. Things such as lilies and tulips can be very poisonous to your dog. If they pop up in your yard, take care of them. Also, mushrooms can grow in your yard. You know those things that sprout in the yard and they're actually mushrooms? If your dog gets a hold of it, it can be very poisonous to your dog. So you're going to want to make sure to get rid of those things out of your yard. Look over your yard and make sure that it is fit for your dog to be in. Also at this time, you're going to want to pay attention to burrs and things like foxtails because they can get in your dog's feet between their little pads, can get in your dog's ears, it can get all kinds of places and cause all kinds of trouble to your dog. So, basic idea is check over your yard, check over your dog's play area, make sure that these things do not exist in your dog's area. The third thing that I want to warn you guys about during the summer is allergies. Guys, like I said, things are sprouting, things are coming out. It's during this time that your dog may get a taste of what allergies are like. If your dog is anything like Dancer, your dog is going to be itching constantly. They're shedding, they're hot, they get allergies, they're chewing. It's at this time you got to be careful and pay attention to what your dog is doing. They're chewing, you got to find a solution. You got to check your yard, make sure that there's no allergies out there if you can find them. But guys, even with that being said, sometimes it can be an allergy that simply blows in from 4 or 5 blocks over. So have something and be aware that you may have to take your dog to the vet during this time. Just watch their behavior and be safe as far as their allergies go. Now guys, my fourth tip is swimming pools. Yes, it's during this time of the year that we all love to take a nice dip in the swimming pool if we have one. But guys, you have to be aware, not all dogs can swim. Let me repeat that. Not all dogs can swim. I know some of you may be like, really? I thought all dogs can swim. They can't. Some breeds naturally do not know how to swim. Some dogs can come from a long line of dogs that know how to swim and have no idea how to do it. Now, you can either teach your dog how to do this or not take them near the water. Either way, with a swimming pool in your yard, you need to be aware that even if your dog is a fantastic swimmer, if they do not have a way to get out of the swimming pool, it can be deadly. So, my recommendation is keep your swimming pool blocked off from your dog so that they do not accidentally fall in and drown. It's that simple, guys. Keep your dog safe from the swimming pool. Now, my fifth and final thing that I want to tell you guys about is bugs and mosquitoes things like that. Guys, summertime, the bugs and the mosquitoes are out there. There's ticks, there's fleas, there's all kinds of things in your yard. So make sure that you have the correct sprays and things that you need to get rid of those. Also, if you do have to spray your yard with any kind of bug repellent or anything like that, make sure to keep your dog away from it. And if you can, get something that is safe to use with your pet. Even if it is safe to use with your pet, keep your dog away from it while it is first being put down. You have to be very careful with this kind of stuff because all it takes is for a dog to lick it or eat it, and suddenly you're having to run to the vet with a very sick dog. So be aware of the bugs and insects out there. Also, be aware that especially with mosquitoes, all it takes is one bite and your dog can have some very serious complications. So get them protected with what they need to be protected with, whether it be shots or flea repellent or whatever it is that you need to keep your dog safe and protect them from the bugs that are out there during the summertime. Guys, I hope these tips help you. Really, it's normal tips that you should be following for normal people all the time anyways, but you need to be thinking about these things with summer quickly approaching. So guys, I hope this helps. Now I'm gonna go get Dancer for our pup and play section. So guys, now it's time for Dancer's favorite section, our pup and play, where you get to see this cute little guy have all sorts of fun. And here he is. Anyways, guys, this has been another episode of Mumbles with Dancer Pupdates. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Please smack that subscribe button, smack the like button, and smack all those buttons. Dancer and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay safe, everyone. And Dancer and I send our love. Have a great day, everyone. Say bye-bye, Mr. Dancer. Say bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Take care.